Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to our channel. Something is definitely brewing already in the coalition. Peter Obi, having understand the dynamics of politics being played by the old guns, have decided to speak through, and of course the coalition via their presence are also already sending their warnings ahead. The question is the coalition hitting the rocks before time? Let's find out the strong, bold statement being made by Peter Obi ahead of time. Now, according to the news, Peter Obi has actually urged the African Democratic Congress to zone its 2027 presidential ticket to the South to promote unity and fairness. Now, Peter Obi, the 2023 presidential candidate of the Labour Party, has urged the African Democratic Congress to zone its 2027 presidential ticket to the South in the spirit of equity and national unity. Now, speaking in Ilorin at the second annual colloquium of Associate Professor Abdulmumin Yinka Ajia, Obi urged that the southern region should be allowed to complete its tenure before powers return to the north. He was represented by Dr. Tanko Yanusa, national coordinator of the Obedience Movement, adding that this move would help heal old wounds and keep the nation united. Obi stated, "Why should we have a northerner again when we can easily allow the South to complete their tenure to promote unity and cohesiveness? Afterwards, our northern brothers can take up their 8 years." Obi also dismissed concerns over his political prospects in the coming election, saying he remains confident of his chances. Obi has already stated that he will contest in 2027 whether we get the coalition ticket or not. So we are not even contemplating whether or not he will run, Yanusa explained. The call comes as a coalition of opposition parties led by former Vice President Atiku Abubakar recently adopted the ADC as a joint platform ahead of the next presidential poll. And the coalition also named former Senate President David Mark and former Interior Minister Ralph Aregbesola as interim leaders of the party. Obi stressed that the coalition must not repeat what he described as past political mistakes, warning that fairness and inclusiveness remain crucial for national stability. In an earlier report, of course, Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, has dismissed concerns that the possible alliance between former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and former Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi could threaten President Bola Tinubu's chances in the 2027 election. But meanwhile, hear what the coalition is also already sending back to Peter Obi concerning his standpoint. Now, according to the coalition, that's opposition coalition, he has virtually won the former Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi against leaving the African Democratic Congress ADC ahead of the 2027 election. And the coalition warned that leaving the ADC might mark the end of Obi's political trajectory. Report has it that it comes in the heels of the revelation on Monday by the Director General of the Obedient Movement, Yanusa Tanko, that Peter Obi will contest the 2027 presidential election with or without the coalition ticket of the ADC. However, in a swift response, Comrade Abayomi Bello of the ADC Youth Vanguard stated that if Tanko's submission truly represents Obi's position, the former Anambra State governor may be looking at the end of his political trajectory if he walks away from the coalition due to losing the party's 2027 presidential ticket. Bello added in a statement some few minutes ago that such action would portray Peter Obi as another self-interested politician, one who is only interested in his personal ambitions and not in nation building. He urged that rather than dumping the coalition, the Labour Party chieftain, who has a history of moving from one party to another, should rather embrace the opportunity to mentor new leaders and build long-term political structures. In the light of this report that Mr. Peter Obi is considering leaving the ADC coalition, should he not secure the presidential ticket, we would like to warn that if this truly represents his thinking, the move could mark the end of his political trajectory. We doubt that Mr. Tanko actually has Peter Obi's mandate to say what he said. We believe that Mr. Peter Obi has cultivated a public image rooted in principle, youth empowerment, and nation-first politics. Therefore, walking away from a coalition because of personal ambition contradicts the very foundation of his appeal. With a history of multiple party changes from ABGA to PDP to Labour and now potentially another exit, Nigerians may begin to see Mr. Peter Obi not as a visionary reformer, but as yet another self-interested politician. Coalition requires patience, negotiation, and compromise. If Mr. Peter Obi departs the ADC coalition prematurely, he risks losing the true trust of allies, alienating the key stakeholders, and frustrating a youth base already disillusioned by fragmented opposition. Rather than exit, Mr. Obi has an opportunity to lead from within by mentoring new leaders, influencing policy direction, and building a long-term political structure. That is how legacies are built. Anything else could spell political isolation, he wrote. Oga, be coming down. My colleague is in the house. If you want to go by how long or how Peter Obi has been romancing many political parties, should we start from Atiku himself? Atiku has, in fact, he has a long-standing history of never even being very true to his word. He moves from one party to the other, APC to PDP, PDP to APC. He keeps moving. He doesn't, in fact, he is now. That thing Kenneth Okonkwo used to say about being a PDAPC, you could literally call that out about Atiku Abubakar. So you should be coming down. But what's your take on this latest threat? Personally speaking, if I was in Peter Obi's shoes, the youths are behind Obi. Obi is what we know. If they don't give him the ticket, he should contest. But what's your take?
Well, first of all, we have to know that there is a people that is supporting Peter Obi. And those people are Nigerians who are hungry for a new Nigeria.
Yes.
And be that as it may, all of them are queuing up behind Obi. If Obi said, I'm going right, all of them will move to right. I'm going left, all of them are moving to left. So the issue of coalition, the only reason why the Obedient are happy with the coalition is because Peter Obi is in the coalition. If Peter Obi decides now and say he's going to stand on his own and do it, they will still queue up behind them. First of all, there are reasons why these things are moving this way. Number one, this is the time for the South. Number two, Peter Obi had promised the North that give me one term and I'll hand over power to you people. So I think they should respect that agreement, though some of them are doing a lot of permutation and calculation that the South have been more into power than the North. But I think we should consider those who have good intentions for us as a people. I perceive that most supporters of Atiku Abubakar are looking at this as the only opportunity for him to come in, considering his age. And don't forget that Atiku Abubakar seems to have the retirement plan of most of them. And with that at heart, they just want him to enter. And, you know, when he enters, whether you like it or not, he will not be the one to attend to his tweets. He will not be the one. The most important thing for most of them will be that he should go and take care of his health and still live while they enjoy the loot of Nigeria. That's how it has been, you know. We need someone who will be fully on ground, knowing per time what is going on in the country, not just anybody.
Quick one. Are you aware that what is going on in the North, that there's an impression being given in the North that ADC is Atiku's coalition,
Exactly.
and they should all come in so that together, you know, they will take back the country. Now, which means Peter Obi is that fragment they are looking for. He should come with his Uferia, and together they will give him the mandate. Foul.
Now I perceive that Peter Obi is looked upon as that man, is looked upon as Tinubu, who will give the current Buhari, Atiku, the balance of what will make him win Bola Ahmed Tinubu come 2027. While the Obedience also are looking at Atiku Abubakar as the Tinubu that should add. But, you know, if you place it side by side, most of them believe that Atiku Abubakar has enough time. Peter Obi has enough time as a young ruler. While Peter Obi is saying, I understand what leadership entails. It requires my complete involvement in this whole thing. Energy of a youth is required here. Immediately I hit 70-something years, I may not be as strong as this to know pay time or to be pay time where I need to be to solve the problems of Nigerians. So right now, I need this to use my youthful exuberance to do this work. But it's going to be a back and forth thing. And whenever it's back and forth like this, Tinubu is getting very close to clinching that success again come 2027. They need to be a time where both of them needs to agree. I don't know when it will be, but they just believe that some obedient believe that Atiku should agree. What Atiku is saying, I have no time. By 2027, that I will start my leadership. I'll be how old? 80 years. Face. So the situation we are facing is very dicey, but I feel that we need to be together to be able to throw out this current leadership.
All right, that's good.